So, hey guys, and today I'm going to talk about, wait, I feel like I just jumped in, like there's too much information happening. Let me backtrack. I'm wearing glasses because I literally just, my contacts like would not go into my eye this morning, and I was like, sometimes life is just like that and you just gotta keep going, you just gotta keep moving. So hi guys, and welcome back, or yeah, just welcome, wherever you're coming from. Hello. So today I'm going to talk about what I am feeding my cat. And the funny thing is that I planned to do this video a while ago, before all of this like drama started happening about feeding, what you should feed your animals and vegan diets and stuff, and I'm like, oh gosh. So I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer. I'm talking about feeding a cat. Cats cannot be vegans. They will have serious health risks, and it can ultimately cause death. My cat will not be vegan. I am not vegan. Why would I force my animal to be vegan? So it doesn't make sense for me. If you're vegan, like, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just saying my cat will not. I don't think they can survive on a vegan diet from what I've seen. I'm only talking about cats. I'm not talking about foxes or horses or whatever the heck. I'm talking about cat. And that's the end of this disclaimer. So anyway, so in the beginning of like owning cats and stuff, me and my family have owned cats for a really long time. Cats have always been a part of my life, and I didn't really ever think about what we were feeding them. It's just kind of like you go into a store, you look at what's on the bag, and like you go for like kitten, adult, senior for like cats. And lately, I've been intrigued by animal nutrition and what animals are really supposed to get. I think it was especially sparked by getting my hermit crabs, because there are certain amounts of protein and other things that they need in their diet, and minerals and calcium, and it's just very interesting to me. And so with cats, I actually haven't delved in that deep into them, but there are a couple basic things that I do know for sure, that I see what my cat prefers and was good for her. So I'm going to insert some pictures of my cat here, wherever I want to put those, because she cannot sit still for 2 seconds. She will be meowing if I try to hold her. She will not be happy. So to spare her from that, I'm just going to have a picture of her, and then we'll just talk about cat food the rest of the video without the actual cat. So the start of getting my cat, she was originally on like some type of kitten food. I assume it was like an Iams kitten food. So yeah, and then we put her on some Iams hairball diet for adult cats. I don't have the bag with me. It's a big bag. I'm just gonna leave it downstairs. I don't feel like filming it. It's just generic, has like a long-haired calico cat on it. Like if you go to the store, you'll see it. And that's what she's been eating since she was like 1. I think that's when you start feeding adult cat food. I think, yeah, 1. And I decided I want to step up my game. She was getting like Temptations treats and some other just like bad stuff, and I'm realizing like Temptations treats are actually kind of trash. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my meal process with her and what I feed her. Well, my cat does not have any problems with like overeating or weight gain. She's at a good weight. She's like about 10 pounds. She's a Manx, and she's like a bigger for female cats, which are normally about 8 pounds, but she's not overweight by any stretch. She's really healthy, so I don't have problems with like having to put her on a timer to feed her. I know some people prefer to feed their animals at certain points in the day and like portion out their food. I've just never done this because I've never really seen a need. All of my animals have been completely healthy. When I say animals, I mean like cats have been completely healthy, just giving them a bowl of food that they can go to throughout the day whenever they feel like it. So I just give her a bowl of food at the beginning of the day, and she can go and eat from it whenever she feels like it, and I fill it up when it gets empty. So the food I feed her is the Iams hairball diet. It's supposed to help with hairballs because she is a long-haired cat, and she has a double coat because she's a Manx, and it's a lot. Her fur is a lot. She still throws up hairballs, so I'm actually thinking that I need to add in some stuff to help with her hairballs, because hairballs are very bad for your cat. If they can't get them up, it's not a good situation. It can cause impaction, and you have to get surgery, and like, no thank you. Recently, me going on my health food for my animals binge, I discovered this brand called Instinct, and It just happened one day. I was just looking at all the cat food brands in Petco and I stumbled across this. And I've looked through like so much of the brands that claim to be healthy and stuff. And this and one other brand, but I can't remember the name of the brand, are the only things that I have found to check off my list completely. And my cat loves this stuff. So they call themselves a raw brand. I'm not really sure how raw you can consider kibble. Raw normally goes to like eating when you feed your animals actual like fruits, vegetables, and meat, like actual pieces that like a human would eat. And so since it is kibble, I don't really know how raw we can consider it, but because raw is expensive, this is what she's eating for now and what she'll probably just continue eating. But this is like really amazing and she loves it. And I'm actually thinking about completely switching her over to this. This is a little more expensive. I can't remember. I want to say this bag is like 12 bucks. But this is also, where is it? Ultimate Protein. And they have one that's not Ultimate Protein. It's just like regular. I need to like dig in and figure out what exactly is the difference between those two. Obviously this has more protein, but to see like which one's better for her or going to like, you know, be better long term. But the other one, it's a bigger bag and it costs the same as this. So if that stuff still checks out to be completely good, then I'll probably put her on this brand, just not Ultimate Protein. But really what I look for in cat foods is, one, why did I start with my thumb? Wait, is that how people start? Or is it? One, does it have wheat or gluten in it? My cat has an extreme preference for things that are gluten and wheat free. So I always look for that in foods because also it is not necessarily good for them in the same way it's also not necessarily that great for humans. So I check, is it wheat and gluten free? Which I think those are the same thing, right? Yeah. Then I check 2, does it have any type of meal or byproduct? Byproduct can be considered our number 3, but meal and byproduct. Meal and byproduct are the bad cuts of meat kind of, and like really processed and just not very good pieces of meat at all that no one really wants. And we don't want to be feeding our animals like junky scraps of meat. First, no wheat, no gluten. Second, no meal. Third, no byproduct. 4, first ingredient is meat. That is another thing I look for. And this checks off all those lists. Added bonuses include like this is cage free. I like completely support cage free for chickens, grass-fed beef, like all that stuff's amazing because it's how the animals were actually meant to be raised and not industrializing them. And I'm very happy about that because like I say, I've looked through a bunch of healthy cat food brands at my local pet store and they still will have like byproduct and meal in them and they'll be like trying to be super healthy. I'm like, I'm not buying it for 2 seconds. Like either it's all or nothing. So this is a godsend. My cat absolutely adores it. It is a little more expensive, so I've started mixing this in with her IAMS. So she eats part IAMS, part this, and I'm eventually thinking I'm going to switch her completely over to this. So on top of getting kibble that she can just go back and forth and eat from whenever she wants in the day, she also gets a can of wet food once every day. She gets it in the morning before I go to like school or whatever, so she has a nice little snack. But originally she was eating, I want to say it was a can of IAMS that was grain-free. I think it was IAMS. She ate grain-free IAMS canned food, wet food for a really long time, and I think they started discontinuing it, and obviously that's when I learned of her grain-free fetish because she ate that stuff like crazy. So now what she really eats is Fancy Feast cans. Pretty good, but it does still have byproduct and it does still have gluten in it. But she eats it and she likes it, but I'm really not a huge fan of it. It's just cheaper to buying her Instinct because I don't have any with me because she ate all of them, but we buy, what's it called? Wet cat food that Instinct makes that is completely amazing. Like I say, no byproduct, no meal, no gluten, and first ingredient is meat. Absolutely amazing. This has some bad stuff in it and I'm not very thrilled with it, but it is cheaper, so she does still eat this. But like I say, eventually I think she's also gonna get switched what will probably happen is she'll probably get completely switched to Instinct for wet food and then eventually completely switched for dry food kibble. This is what she is currently eating along with Instinct every other time. And now off of her, like what she actually eats and what is actually important to her diet, we're just going to do cat treats because I used to feed her Temptations because when you look at a Temptations bag, it's very appealing. It has like bright colors, this cute little cartoon cat, and it sounds like really good, like chicken and cheese and stuff. So I'm definitely very picky about treats too now. One of the first brands I figured was Beyond, which is actually Purina, and they're pretty good. They advertise grain-free, which is of course one of the main things I look for, grain, gluten-free. And it also does say on there that it has no byproduct meal in it. First ingredient's chicken. It does have meal in it though, so that's not completely amazing. But cat treats are actually really hard to find good cat treats that she likes, because they have like freeze-dried cat treats that of course are like actual pieces of chicken, but she doesn't really like those. So it's hard to find cat treats that she likes and that are healthy. So this is a pretty good happy medium. Obviously you can see she ate a lot of them. The treat brand that I'm by far the happiest with is Blue Wilderness, Blue Wilderness, which I should actually take a look at their cat food. I don't think I was impressed with their cat food, but I can't think if I even saw a big bag of it. I should check them out just to check. But their cat treats like these are completely amazing. They're 100% grain-free, no byproduct, no meal, and the first ingredient is meat. So these are like by far my favorites for her. I think they're really good. They're the like healthiest cat treats I have in there for her. I'm just trying to give my children what they deserve, which is the best. They deserve everything in life. So I'm definitely trying to switch her over to be healthy. And I really wish that one day I could switch her over to raw diets, but easier said than done, because who knows if she'll even like it, and it's expensive. So I don't think she'll go on a raw diet. That's probably something I'll be more ambitious with a dog, but maybe one day. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you maybe like think more about what you're gonna feed your cat or your dog or whatever the heck you have. And like, obviously not sponsored, because like who would sponsor me at this point in my life, but this is a really good brand. They've really checked out for like everything I've looked for. I'm like really in support. I haven't found anything problematic in any of their foods, so I highly support them. I hadn't ever heard of this brand before. I just randomly saw it in my Petco one day, so I would definitely support them with all your might. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.